Hello, my name is Scout Tillman, and today I'll be presenting on oculocutaneous albinism, also known as OCA. It is a rare genetic condition affecting pigmentation and vision. We'll explore its biology, clinical features, research, and broader significance in today's world. So, what exactly is OCA? According to NORD, the National Organization for Rare Disorders, OCA is a group of rare inherited disorders characterized by a reduction or complete lack of melanin pigment in the skin, hair, and eyes. This type of albinism is oculocutaneous, meaning the disorder affects both the eyes, hence oculo, and skin cutaneous. It is caused by mutations of genes related to melanin production, a pigment derived from amino acid tyrosine, which plays a key role in giving skin, hair, and eyes their coloring. According to an article found on MedalinePlus.gov, melanin is also found in the light-sensitive tissue at the back of the eye, the retina, where it plays a role in normal vision. Additionally, there are several types of OCA based on the specific gene affected. So why is OCA rare? OCA type 1, the most severe and common type, is estimated to affect 1 in every 20,000 people. It oddly enough tends to accumulate more in regions around the world than it does randomly, one of these being sub-Saharan Africa. When first researching the disease, I was under the impression that OCA affected mostly African Americans, likely due to their increase in melanin. While commonly identified in African Americans, it actually has not much to do with race and everything with regionality. This is primarily due to the fact that you have to have 2 copies of the gene to inherit the disorder, and it has found homes in many regions such as Africa. While there is some evidence that links African Americans' OCA2 gene to greater mutations concerning the disorder, it is still concluded that OCA frequency has little to do with race and more with globality. Additionally, albinism does not have a mortality rate, rather, it can lead to complications such as skin cancer due to the lack of melanin. Types of OCA. So there are technically 7 types of OCA, but we will focus primarily on the 4 most important mutations. Oculocutaneous albinism OCA types 1 through 4 each vary in severity and impact on vision. OCA1, caused by mutations in the TYR gene, is the most severe form, leading to very little melanin production, which results in significant vision problems. OCA2, linked to the OCA2 gene, is generally milder, especially in African populations, with vision problems similar to OCA1 but less severe, and some melanin still present in the skin and eyes. OCA3, caused by mutations in the TYRP1 gene, primarily affects African and Asian populations and has milder vision problems, often with no nystagmus or photophobia. Lastly, OCA4, associated with mutations in the SLC45A2 gene, is similar to OCA2, with vision issues ranging from mild to moderate, which typically stabilize after childhood. Next, we will focus on the various symptoms that people with OCA can have. Oculocutaneous albinism affects multiple physical traits, one of the most significant being ocular features and complications. Those with OCA typically have light-colored irises that can appear clear or even light blue. These traits can be seen in all types of OCA. Some vision problems include nystagmus, which is involuntary back and forth eye movements, reduced iris pigment, meaning less pigment in the iris, allowing light to pass through more easily, an underdeveloped macula, which affects sharp central vision, abnormal retinal nerve connections, causing eye alignment problems. This is also known as strabismus. Light sensitivity, photophobia, which is a discomfort in bright lighting, and finally, reduced depth perception, meaning difficulty in judging distances accurately. The next set of symptoms we'll focus on will have to do with the skin and hair color. So OCA affects hair and skin color differently depending on the type. OCA1 causes white hair and very pale skin due to little or no melanin production. OCA2 typically results in blonde to light brown hair and lighter skin, with African and African American individuals showing more noticeable pigment loss. People with OCA2 may also develop pigmented spots with sun exposure. Brown OCA, a subtype of OCA2 found in people of African ancestry, is shown to with features like darker hair and skin. OCA3 is seen mainly in African and Asian populations, with individuals having reddish-brown skin and ginger or blonde hair. This often darkens with age. OCA4 closely resembles OCA2, with hair coloring ranging from yellow to brown and lighter than normal skin. Additionally, it is important to understand that due to this lighter skin color and reduced melanin, people with OCA are more susceptible to skin cancer. Now we'll dive a little bit deeper into the cellular level of OCA. We'll start with melanocytes. So, what are melanocytes? They are specialized cells responsible for producing melanin, the pigment that gives color to our skin, hair, and eyes. It also protects us from UV damage. Melanin is made of inside little structures called melanosomes through a process that depends on the enzyme tyrosinase and several important genes like TYR, OCA2, and TYRP1. In people with oculocutaneous albinism, mutations in these genes through melanocytes are still present. These melanocytes work closely with nearby skin cells called keratinocytes. Together they form what's called the epidermal melanin unit. There are actually two types of melanin. Eumelanin, which is brown and black and really good at absorbing UV rays and neutralizing harmful molecules, and pheomelanin, which is yellow to red and can be more reactive under UV light. Most of us have a natural mix of both, but the balance between these two depends on how active tyrosinase is and levels of amino acids like tyrosine and cysteine. When cysteine is available, pheomelanin is made, and when it runs out, the process shifts towards eumelanin. This balance plays a huge role in determining our pigmentation and how well our skin handles sunlight. An interesting fact I actually found is that each human has the exact same number of melanocytes in their body. They only differ in how much melanin the cells produce. The first gene we'll discuss is TYR, found in melanocytes. It is responsible for producing an important enzyme called tyrosinase. According to MedalinePlus.gov, tyrosinase is responsible for the first step in melanin production. It converts a protein building block or amino acid called tyrosine to another compound called dopa-acuanine. A series of additional chemical reactions then convert dopa-acuanine to melanin in the skin, hair follicles, the color part of the eye, and the retina. As mentioned just previously, the TYR gene encodes the enzyme tyrosinase, which is essential for the initial steps of melanin synthesis. Mutations in the TYR gene, such as missense, nonsense, or frameshift mutations, can lead to a non-functional and unstable tyrosinase enzyme. These mutations may cause misfolding of the protein, which results in its retention with the endoplasmic reticulum, rather than being transported to the melanosomes. This disruption leads to a complete or partial loss of enzymatic activity, preventing the conversion of tyrosine to dopa and dopa-acuanine. As a result, melanin production is halted at the very beginning of the process. The OCA2 gene is responsible for producing the P protein, which is located in the melanocytes. While the exact function of the P protein is kind of uncertain, it is essential for normal pigmentation and it is thought to play a role in melanin production. Within melanocytes, the P protein is likely involved in transporting molecules into and out of structures called melanosomes, where melanin is synthesized. This process is crucial for proper production of melanin in the body. The OCA2 gene encodes the P protein, which helps regulate the pH inside melanosomes, ensuring it remains neutral for tyrosinase activity. Mutations, usually missense or deletions, can lead to defective P protein and an acidic melanosome environment. In low pH, tyrosinase becomes inactive, and even if present, it cannot function properly, resulting in reduced melanin production. The next gene we will focus on is TYRP1. This gene is responsible for producing tyrosinase-related protein 1, which is located in the melanocytes. Its function is not really known. Its studies suggest that it plays a role in stabilizing tyrosinase, the enzyme responsible for first step in melanin production. This stabilization is important for proper melanin synthesis. The TYRP1 gene encodes tyrosinase-related protein 1, which stabilizes tyrosinase and helps in later steps of eumelanin synthesis. Missense mutations typically cause protein misfolding, instability, or degradation, leading to impaired conversion of melanin intermediates into final eumelanin. This results in reduced pigment deposition in the skin, hair, and eyes. The final gene involved in OCA, the SLC45A2 gene. It's too found in melanocytes involved in melanin synthesis. Although its exact function is again not fully known, it's believed to transport molecules needed for the normal function of melanosomes, where melanin is produced. The SLC45A2 gene encodes a transporter protein that helps regulate pH and ion balance with melanosomes. Most commonly, missense mutations cause a lot of this transporter's function, disrupting the melanosome environment. As a result, tyrosinase cannot function properly due to its unfavorable pH, leading to reduced or absent melanin production, even if tyrosinase is itself not intact. You're probably wondering if there are any ongoing research or cures for OCA. Currently, there are several different ongoing research studies concerning the disease, one being NEI stem cell models. Researchers at the NEI Institute developed the first patient derived stem cell model to study eye conditions in OCA. Using induced pluripotent stem cells, iPSCs, from patients with OCA1A and OCA2, they created retinal pigmentation epithelium, RPE cells, that showed reduced pigmentation. This disease in a dish model allows scientists to explore how the absence of pigment affects eye development, including the fovea and optic nerve pathways. It also opens the door for testing potential therapies with the greatest treatment potentially during early eye development. Wrapping up OCA. So, in conclusion, OCA is a rare genetic disorder, and again, it affects pigmentation in the skin, hair, and especially the eyes, leading to visual impairments and increased sun sensitivity. It affects approximately 1 to 15 to 1 to 20,000 people worldwide, with certain types of more common in specific populations. At the cellular level, OCA disrupts melanin production in melanocytes due to the mutations in genes like TYR, OCA2, TYRP1, and SLC45A2, affecting melanosome function and eye development. A little side note I wanted to add in there is that I had a little bit of time to research how it affects animals because it's common to see like albino squirrels or alligators and stuff. But it pretty much affects them the same way. I'm not sure if it's specific for every single animal, but everything that I've found briefly said that it affects pretty much the same genes in the same ways and the same patterns. Anyway, molecularly, these mutations impact key enzymes and proteins responsible for melanin synthesis, altering pH balance, protein stability, and enzyme activity. Current research includes stem cell based disease models, gene therapy, and high throughput drug screening, offering hope for future treatments. Studying OCA is crucial not only for improving care for those affected, but also for expanding our understanding for the pigmentation biology, vision development, and the potential of gene therapies for this rare disease. Thank you for listening to my presentation and have a great day.